Hi, it's Sarah here from Sew Sarah Style. Hope you're well. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me today. I am going to be telling you all about my latest sewing obsession, which is these fabulously wide leg jersey jumpsuits. Nice elastic neck, V front, V back, just easy throw on. You can have the belt off and have them loose, or you can have it belted for a slightly different look. I have made a few of these and I'm going to make another one for you today so you can just see a little bit about the process and just how simple it is. I have used this Threadcount pattern and it's a 3-in-1 loungewear set. Now my understanding I think is that Threadcounts is no more, but you can still get these available on eBay, and they came as part of a magazine, and I think you can still get the magazine. I'll put the details below, the number of the magazine, and I think, well, go and have a look anyway if you want to get hold of one, because I think the patterns are still available with the magazine. But interestingly enough, because I don't like to talk about patterns that you can't get hold of, I have done my research and I have found exactly the same pattern, and it is the McCalls 8245. So whether McCalls have bought them out, I don't know. I don't know the story behind it, but to all intents and purposes, if you look at these two, it is the same pattern. So you can get hold of one of these if you want to, because obviously the McCalls pattern is still freely available. I've checked everything. I mean, basically it is the same pattern, tissue and all the rest of it. It's just got McCalls written on it instead of Threadcount. So what I will do is, there's not a lot to say about it. As I say, I'm going to do a little bit of a demonstration and make one for you in a bit, but I will just show you. The first one that I made was this gorgeous floaty viscose. It's a single, basically like a single jersey, so it's really thin, and because it's got elastic in it and these are nice and floaty, it's not clingy at all. It just fits really nicely and it's very comfortable. This is the second one that I made. This is my slightly fancier going out one, in this gorgeous marble. Again, it's a viscose jersey. I'll pop that on and show you. Then I've got another one which I made recently to wear to a christening, so I will come back and show you those. So I think this one is my favourite to date, to be honest. I just love this marble print this was from Croft Mill, but you can still get this fabric, and I cannot remember off the top of my head the company that sells it, but I'll put it in the description box below. I think they still have some if you did want to get hold of it. It's just a bit crazy. One big lesson learned though, well, I don't know if it is a lesson learned. I only had, I think, just over 2 meters of this, so I had to squeeze out the fabric as best I could because it's a long pattern piece. You'll see later. It takes ideally 3 meters of fabric, but I only, like I say, I didn't have 3 meters, so I had to cut it as best I could on the fold, and this is what happened, and it really frustrated me at first. I had this kind of double. Not a lot I could do about it, but to be honest, because this is such a crazy print, once it's belted in, I can get away with it and just sort of mix it up a little bit, and no one will ever know. So that's something to be aware of, I think, when you're pattern cutting. But it's a little bit hit and miss when you've got something like this. You know, if I'm really fussy, I've got that line across. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to stop talking about it because at the end of the day, I think it's so busy, no one will notice. So this is the second one that I made, and I'll hop on and show you the third one. It is an obsession, I told you. Here is the jumpsuit that I made on the morning of the christening on Sunday. Before I went to the christening, I looked out the window. The weather wasn't great, so I couldn't wear what I wanted to wear, and decided that I wanted a green jumpsuit, as you do. So it didn't take long at all, as you'll see later. It's such an easy make. It was smart enough for christening because it feels a little bit like a maxi dress because the legs are so wide, and I had made a belt to go with it. But it was a bit of a mess because I was in a rush, so found this belt. Just gives a different look, which I really like as well. Unbelted, it's a nice, easy, casual, everyday jumpsuit. So I just think it is such a versatile pattern. I cannot recommend it highly enough. So before you say how many jumpsuits does anybody need, these have all been worn. In the meantime, here I am making up the next one. Okay, so this is the fabric that I got from Barry's Fabrics. I'm going to be making the jumpsuit out of today, and it's a gorgeous soft velour from Barry's Fabrics. I think it was £6.95 a metre. I've got plenty left, so I might actually make a little t-shirt or top to go over the jumpsuit as well, make it into a bit of a co-ord set, depending on how I'm doing for time. I've certainly got plenty left. I bought 3 meters, and because it's directional, I've had to make sure that I place them in the right way. I couldn't obviously put one going one way and one going the other way because of the nap of the velour. It's not directional, it's got a nap. So I needed 3 meters, but that means that there's been quite a lot left down the side, which is fine because obviously I'll be able to make something else from it. So I've already cut the pieces out, and it is literally just a front, 2 fronts and 2 backs. So this is the front piece, and there's a short length and shorten line here. I reckon I must have I folded it there, so that's at least 2 inches off the length of the leg. So I've left it at the bottom. I wanted to take it off there obviously, so I've kept the width of the leg at the bottom. So this isn't a sew along by any means, because I would hate to share all my terrible tricks. I don't want anyone picking up my bad habits. I'm a very lazy sewer. I've made it a few times, as you know, so I won't refer too much to the instructions, but I will just whip it up and have you with me really as I'm sewing it together. So I will start with first thing to do is to sew the shoulder seams together. So these are the front bits, these are the 2 front pieces, and sew it together at the shoulder. So I've just done that, and then I've overlocked the where is it? Yeah, I've then just overlocked it just to give it a bit of extra strength. It won't actually fray, but I think because it's shoulders, you just need that bit of extra strength. You could probably put, in fact on one of them I put some tape just to strengthen the shoulders, because there's a fair amount of weight coming off the shoulders with the legs and everything else, so it's quite nice sometimes to stabilize the shoulders. So the next step is to add some elastic, which is brilliant because it means that obviously you can get it on and off, but it doesn't lose its shape. So it's got 6mm elastic in, I think it's like 0.5 centimetre elastic anyway, in the V-neck. So you just have to sew that straight along the V, along the seam line, matching up the dots, just inside the seam line all the way along there. So then once that's sewn in, it folds in and then folds in on itself and just gives a really lovely edge. I haven't shown that very well at all, have I? So once it's sewn in, then that bit will fold over there, and then it will fold in on itself, so the inside looks like that. So it's a really tidy finish. So I've sewn that into place, and you'd think that I would need like a Maraflex thread or something. I've just used a normal thread, but I've used sort of a fairly long stitch length, a 3 number 3 stitch length, and just it stretches enough. I haven't had one break yet, so I think it works okay. There you go. So that's it. I'm just going to do the other one, and then I'm going to hem the sleeve hole. Technical term, sleeve hole, arm side, whatever you want to call it. So I'm about to hem the armhole, as I've called it, and it's that bit, this bit round here. It says to do it at the end, but to be honest, I always prefer hemming before I put things together because I think it's easier to do it flat than in the round. So I'm going to make that my next step. When I made it out of a really light floaty viscose, I was having a complete nightmare getting it to fold over twice and all the rest of it. So then I remembered that ages ago I'd ordered this stuff, Heat and Bond. It's called Soft Stretch, and I don't know whether, I think it's for hemming actually. It's an iron-on adhesive designed to move with your fabric while maintaining a strong bond. So basically it's like a sticky back plastic. Sticky back, it is sort of, yeah. So you literally, I haven't actually ironed it on. I'm just going to stick it all the way along the edge, peel the backing off, and then you can fold it over and it sticks, and then fold it over again, and then it sews so much easier because it makes it slightly stiffer, so it's not sort of flopping all over the place. Less stress, less swearing, and happy seams. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So I'll stick a bit on and I'll come back and show you. So this is the stuff. I don't know whether it's really the right stuff to use. It seems to be fine. There is definitely a bias one I used to have, but I think that's run out. So because it's on a curve, the bias one is probably better, but it's a very similar idea. So that I've stuck it on, and then you basically just peel it off, and as you go round, you just fold. Probably don't even need to show you this because it is quite obvious. Just fold it over, and it sticks down. So just fold it all the way down, and either, to be honest, you could even hem it there if you wanted to, or just fold it over again and have that double hem. But because this isn't going to fray, to be honest, I could probably just stitch it there. I'll have a look. So that's just anything that helps. And with hems, you know, I really hate wobbly hems or hems that don't work, because I just think they just ruin the finish of a garment. So this is really, really useful. So that's the hem done. It's quite nicely finished, and it's got a little bit of give. I don't know whether it washes out once it's in there. I'm not sure, but it is meant to slightly stretch. So, but you don't, to be honest, you don't want your armpits bagging out too much anyway, do you? So I think that's worked quite well. So I've just finished the arm side on the second one, and it says to sew up the side seams. Because I've done my little cheat on here, and I'm going to use the overlocker to sew the side seams, because I haven't got Maraflex thread, and obviously the overlocker is ideal in that it stretches better with, you know, you can use normal thread and use a zigzag if you don't have an overlocker, but with stretch fabrics I find an overlocker is really good, because it stops it from being wavy seams as well, and like I say, it stretches with the fabric. Not actually that this has got much stretch at all, the downwards stretch, width-wise a little bit. In fact, this isn't actually that stretchy as a fabric. It's not like the single viscose jersey that I used, which was full way stretch. It was all over the place. Anyway, because I'm going to use the overlocker, this because as I say, I've cheated here. This has already been hemmed and it's quite thick. So what I tend to do is just start it off on the machine. So I make sure that it's sewn together with the machine, and then I can take it on with the overlocker. So I'm just going to do that now, and then overlock the side seams. Literally just sewn that top bit together, and then I can whiz down with the overlocker. So I'll be back. So there are so few steps to this jumpsuit. We are nearly there. I've just sewn up the outer seam and the inner leg seam on both pieces, and then obviously tuck one inside the other. You'll see when you look at the instructions. Like I say, it's not a sew along, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. And then I'm just matching the crotch seam, and then that seam which goes up to the V at the back or the front. I haven't worked out which one that is. And then equally sew the other side up there to the V at the front. And then literally that is it, because all the hemming's done around the front and the sleeves, and I may or may not hem the bottom depending on how I feel about it and depending on what length it is, etc. I may do with this one. I haven't hemmed many of them really. I'm a bit of a, as you know, lazy when it comes to hems, and a lot of people are horrified by that, but if I can get away with it I will do. So I'm just off to sew this up on the overlocker again, starting on the sewing machine with the front V and the back V, because it's quite important that that's accurate. So I'll go off and do that, and then I'll show you the finished item. So here it is finished, and I always do like to have a bit of a white thing there, just either a t-shirt or a vest underneath. Quite like the look of it, but also it just stops any cleavage showing, which I absolutely hate doing. So that just covers it up nicely. Weirdly, This one feels a little bit short in the body. I'm not sure why. I'm hoping that it might kind of grow with wear. Maybe it's because actually it was only halfway through, wasn't it, that I realised it wasn't stretchy. So perhaps I should have taken that into consideration. I have done on the pattern pieces an alteration to stop hungry bum anyway, but it certainly hasn't worked with this one. So with any luck, as I wear it, it might get better, and I shall certainly make sure that I maybe add an inch length to the body if I'm doing it in a less stretchy fabric. So I've got a belt, haven't made one yet, but it does make a real difference, I think, when it's belted in. I just like the look of that. Love the width of the legs, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it, apart from the fact that it's I can feel it grabbing my backside, so that's not great at all, is it? So yeah, just a little warning there. If you are making it in a less stretchy fabric, make sure that the depth of the crotch is enough for you. So I'm going to carry on wearing this for a while, and hopefully that should fix the issue. Otherwise, there's not a lot I can do, to be honest, because it's all, well, yeah, it's maybe, I don't know what's caused it. It must just be the lack of stretch, mustn't it, of the fabric. Other than that, it feels lovely. I absolutely love this fabric, so I would definitely recommend it in a velour as a nice comfy jumpsuit. So there we go. I'm definitely going to make the Naya tee. I'm going to get on and make that. Definitely feels a little bit much with the Naya t-shirt and this. I think it's probably because there's a lot of fabric in the trousers, and then I don't know, it's a bit boxy, isn't it? I think the Naya. I like the neckline, definitely like this high neckline that I've made, and I could belt it in, so I've made a belt. But I think ultimately the whole thing about the jumpsuit is the balance of the sort of the smaller top with the wider trousers. I think that works fine. That's okay, but to be honest, I wouldn't wear it. Probably wouldn't wear it together. I really do like this top though, with jeans and trousers and stuff. So hang on one sec, I'll just take this off. Hopping back again. I really love this jumpsuit, and I'm so disappointed that it still is a little bit hungry. So as I say, lesson learned. If you haven't got particularly stretchy fabric, or you're quite long in the body, then make sure that you add the relevant inches to the middle, so the rise isn't too short. Other than that, really am very happy with this jumpsuit. So I think that's probably it from me today, and I just wanted to show you a few different ones in different fabrics, and it looks really nice with the jacket over the top as well. I will be making a jacket soon, and in a future vlog I have a little an idea for a little crop jacket, which I think is going to go really nicely with these. So look out for that one, and in the meantime I will catch up with you soon. As always, take care, bye.